You found yourself on another episode of Locked On Bulls. In today's episode, me and Pat are going to talk about the Bulls' loss in overtime, where I was going to talk about Alex Caruso shining absolutely in the game, and Zach LaVine goes scoreless in the fourth quarter and in overtime. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. That's Pat the Designer, host and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, also creator of Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears Central podcast and YouTube page. And today's episode is brought to you by Jase Medical. Empower yourself when you purchase a Jase case, providing you with a personal supply of 5 antibiotics that treat 50-plus infections. Get yours today at jasemedical.com. That's JASE medical.com. All right, Pat. I know you fired up, bro. This loss, and they got my boy. He just came back from vacation. He done lost all the vacation luster already based off this loss. The Chicago Bulls lose in OT by 1 point, 116-115 to the Phoenix Suns at home. How you feeling about this loss?
The feeling, I came in here, Haize thought his headphones was messed up. Because I didn't say anything. I don't know how you lose this game. I have the Phoenix Suns gave you every single opportunity to win. Your starting 5 was absolutely inept in this game at so many levels. It's so many turns. The game-winning shot, everybody has a problem with the game-winning shot. We shouldn't have had to have a game-winning shot. The entire starting 5, Haize, listen, how the entire starting 5, how bad do you think the worst plus minus on the starting 5 was?
For the game? For the overall for the game?
For just the starting 5 overall, yep.
It was Torrey Craig with -24.
Oh, yeah. And the rest don't get much better.
No, everybody in the starting 5 is negative. Everybody coming off the bench, but Ayo Dosunmu was in the positive plus minus.
The only reason the Bulls leave this game with a positive plus minus is because of the bench. And we talked about this yesterday. We said the bench looks comfortable together. Mm-hmm. The second the Bulls started this game off, getting their heads kicked in, they go down 18 early, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And then they find a way to fight back. How do they do that? Oh, they throw Alex Caruso, Patrick Williams, and Javon Carter in the game, and all of a sudden, it's a 4-point game again. Your starting 5 can't get out of its own way and literally looks like they don't know where to be on the floor. How many times tonight did you see Torrey Craig and DeMar DeRozan? For the love of God, why are y'all standing 2 feet from each other? On the offensive side of the ball. There will never be a reason for Haize, they're as close as me and you are on the screen. They're standing this far from each other, both doing this. Where are you going? Move around. There's no the fact that you're starting 5 3 years into this thing, and mainly your big 3. Right? I can deal with Kobe and Torrey having some issues.
We got to stop calling them the big 3.
The mid 3 at this point. I felt it was disrespectful early on. Now it's the mid 3. But like I can deal with Kobe and Torrey having some issues at adapting in. Maybe Torrey's in the wrong spot and DeMar's in the right place. But why is it that Vooch, DeMar, and Zach just look like they don't know how to play basketball together, like they haven't been doing it this entire time? And the part that irritated me the most is we literally had in the second quarter, I thought the defense was amazing by the Chicago Bulls. I thought they did a great job fighting back into that game again. A lot of reserve time in that. We have an offensive unit where it's Zach, DeMar, Vooch, Kobe's out there. And we saw them kind of get the offense going in that third quarter. But when you try to mix them with the defensive players, it doesn't mesh. It literally looks like we're trying to put a square peg into a smaller square hole, because you go, this should fit. It should go here. It's a square. It's a square. They should fit.
Slightly off to where it's just enough to where you're like, why ain't this fitting? What's going on?
Bro, it's this joint right here, right? I don't want to give a sponsor away, but it's like, what's going on with that? What's that? That look crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just
hey, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That looked a little radio-ish right there for a second, bro. Like we gotta put some music behind that. Like what's happening there? Oh man. But I mean, listen, the thing that we know and that we've seen and that is evident and me talked about earlier in the episode today, like it has to get to a point where AK got to realize you got some real serious talent on the team. We have talent on the team, but you got to figure out a way to something to bring in to make it fit better together, because we don't have it right now.
What game is this? Is game 8?
It's game. No, this is game 9, right?
It's game 9. Game 9. 9 games. I'm out. I'm
out.
Blow it up. Because I shouldn't be sitting here talking about your starting 5 being a negative. Your starting 5. One dude couldn't stumble into +1. You couldn't stumble into a steal. Oh, my bad. I ran into you. Like, and it's not like it's a close plus minus. The Bulls, at one point, Vooch had 19 points. He was at -20. Like, what are you talking about? Like this is a loss that, based on every number, outside of rebounding, we got cooked on the boards, right? But literally every single metric the Chicago Bulls won that you want to see them on. They scored 30 to 12 points off of turnovers. The defense was elite, and you still found a way to lose. If you can lose this game, you can get beat by anybody. And this is a game that I actually said that they could have won because of.
This was definitely a winnable game, but we already know the Bulls could lose to anybody. Yeah, they got out-rebounded badly. It was terrible on rebound.
The out-rebounded was crazy.
They won points off turnovers, right? They won tied second chance points. We won points in the paint. This is literally looking at the statistics. You say, bet the Bulls won by 5.
It shouldn't have been close. That's how bad this is.
Well, no, I would give the rebounding discrepancies a big reason why it would have been close still. And then they made more 3-pointers. They shot a worse percentage, but they made considerably more 3-pointers than us. But
I would give you the rebounding discrepancy if we didn't score just as many second chance points as them.
Well, rebounding discrepancy is also getting extra possessions. So on the defensive end, if you out defensive rebound, so
what they do, defensive rebound, they cooked us on that.
Yeah, they cooked us. The 40 to 30 on defense.
Yeah, it's not pretty. I don't know. Here's the thing. The real question is, I'm not doing the whole rock bottom thing, but is there a way up from here?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think if the way that the Bulls played at parts of this game, with the heart that they did play with, there's absolutely room up. Even, I would say this same game, let's say the Bulls run this exact same game, I would say they probably win 6 out of 10 of these. The one thing that I do want to take away from this is some of that defensive intensity that we saw. You need to find a way to bottle that up and bring that. If you bring that more times than not, you're gonna find ways to win. But the thing with this team also is that you just can't trust it, right? Like, you can't trust that this team is always going to have the heart. And this was a game where they played with heart. It still didn't get it done, but we still aren't at the point where we can even say that this team is going to have the same fight night in and night out.
Here's and to your point, right? They fight when they want to. And that's the worst part, right? Quarter 1, horrible. Entire team minus, the plus minus is awful. Quarter 2, they start to make it look better. Why? All of a sudden, everybody decided, we're going to play defense now. Quarter 3, once again, plus minus is awful. Quarter 4, same story. We're back now. Now we want to play defense. And I think, the fact that DeMar, to me, and this sucks to say, DeMar's lost a step.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a big step, right? Like, I think that he has lost a good amount of lift on his jump shot. Now, maybe it's right start of season, but I feel like we're far enough into the season where he should have his legs under him. But I feel like his lift is completely gone. That's causing defenders to be able to close out and have a better opportunity to make his shot tougher. That's causing him to miss that shot. And on the flip side of that, right, you're either getting one of two options. He's falling down because he's trying to sell for a foul that they're not giving him anymore, or he's running to the other side of the floor and he's fouling because he's upset that he didn't get the foul that they're not giving him anymore because now he's just trying to get back into the play. Like,
well, then people aren't biting on his pump fakes as much either, too.
He's not doing them as much to me this year. I feel like he tried to. I really feel like, I know that sounds crazy. I really feel like he tried to adjust and say, I'm not going to pump fake because people not biting on him. And now he'll know how to shoot on the first shot.
I told you, like, DeMar's whole thing is pump fake. Like, when he calls, anytime you get a call and then somebody hangs up after it rings once and they call right back, that's DeMar pump faking on the phone. He pump fakes on the phone. But anyway, y'all.
Do that the girls in high school? Oh, no. Hello.
That's how he started that. That's hilarious. We're going to talk about next up one of the players that did shine absolutely throughout this game, and that's Alex Caruso and the bench overall. But before we get into that, I got to get to you. We got to talk about one of our sponsors, and that is eBay Motors. Our partners at eBay Motors have teamed up with Locked On Fantasy Basketball host Josh Lloyd to bring you some of the best fantasy picks each week all season long, whether you're prepping for a daily draft or scouting the waiver wire. Every week, we're going to provide you with players that are guaranteed to fit your roster. So let's see who Josh has picked out for us this week on eBay's Guaranteed Fit Fantasy Picks of the Week. So he has a couple of picks here. We got Denny Advia, Jordan Hawkins, Bismack Biyombo, Dylan Brooks, and Brandon Miller. I'm going to zero in on Brandon Miller here. And the reason why, Brandon Miller is going to be starting. Terry Rozier is out, which is going to gain him a little bit more points as well, more opportunities to score there. While I don't think that the Charlotte Hornets are going to win a lot of games, I do think that Brandon Miller can be an interesting pick for some of these fantasy teams because I think he's going to get the opportunity to really score a lot of points on that team. So, guys, look out for Brandon Miller in your fantasy picks this week. Josh Lloyd from Locked On Fantasy Sports is going to help you win your fantasy championship, and eBay Motors knows the championship team is about each player being the perfect fit. Same with your vehicle. If you have whoa,
you good?
Yeah, sorry. So make sure you guys go and check out eBay Motors. That just completely refreshed on me. So make sure you guys go check out eBay Motors. You guys know it's simple there with eBay Motors. You just look for the guaranteed fit when you put in the make and model of your vehicle. They'll show you all the parts that fit your vehicle. So make sure you guys check that out. Go to eBay Motors as we're partnering with them for fantasy sports this upcoming month. But all right, Pat, with that said, let's get into it, man. Alex Caruso just... Bro, if it wasn't for Alex Caruso in this game, there, like, as much as we're talking about being disappointed losing by 1 point in the 7-minute drought that we didn't take advantage of the Suns not scoring, if it wasn't for Alex Caruso's defense on Kevin Durant at times, hitting big shots, getting out in transition, I know that all members of the core three scored in 20 points in this game, which is weird enough that all members of the core three scored in 20 points. We didn't have a single quarter of all of them score or any combination of them scoring in double digits. It was always one or the other of them. That's a story for another day. Alex Caruso in this game, 19 points, 7 and 9 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He was all over the place.
Listen, we talked yesterday about, is he going to be a part of this team when it's all said and done? LA, the price went up. He should, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like, it tonight felt like a game where all of a sudden AC is invaluable. Tonight felt like a game where all of a sudden you say, you know what though? Like, if he's the guy that's leading the way, what can this team actually do if they do make changes here? Can you move on from it? I mean, like, defensively, he was everywhere. He defended Kevin Durant pretty much the entire overtime. It is sad that you can't put P. Will on him anymore. Like, it gets ugly too quick. And I thought that Alex Caruso did just a great job on the closeout. Of course, did an excellent job in the numbers, plus minus wise. He was a plus 24 on the day. I mean, like, and he started it off by knocking down the 3 ball. Alex Caruso like last year when he was like, I improved my 3-point shot, and we all were kind of like, yeah, all right, who really cares? Like maybe he meant this year because he's shooting 44% from 3 this season.
Well, yeah, I mean, he also did say even this offseason during the preseason games, he said he wanted to bring the same intensity he brings defensively, offensively, and so far he's doing that.
What if they keep? Never mind. I'm not even going to bring that reality in here. The number one player we've needed this entire time was Alex Caruso. He was right there. You just had to play him. No, I thought AC had a great night. I thought he did some amazing things on players who were, I mean, that I think most of us would say are better players than he is. And it speaks to why I've said this on multiple platforms at this point, and I think the numbers back it up, especially to start this season. He's the best guard defender in the NBA. Like, it's not even like he can guard 1 through 4, and in this game he guarded 1 through 5. Like, there's no question about it. Like, I'd put him above Jimmy. I'd put him above like Jaylen Brown. I think Alex Caruso is that elite defensively, and my God, he's the only person on the team that knows that, hey, when we steal the ball, we should go down on the other end and try and score it
pretty quickly at that.
Hey, yeah, we don't want to walk down either. We want to actually get down the court and try and score it fairly quickly. We'd like to see that happen, but I don't know. Yeah, man, the price went up, dog. That's what I feel like with this move here. Like, you don't trade him away for just Shafino if that's what you're looking for.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what Bulls have always had, like 2 first-round pick value on Alex Caruso.
Oh, he's got it. He's definitely got it. I don't know, man. I'm still like dealing with a gut punch trying to like praise AC.
Why is that bad to praise AC? He played an amazing game.
Because we lost. It's not bad to praise him, but it's just like the team is all like it's one of these where I'm like, I almost feel bad that he has to play with DeMar, Zach, and Vooch because they just can't be bothered to help him out on the other end.
Especially DeMar. Like I said, Zach's been a little bit more engaged at times defensively this season, but I tell you what, DeMar is taking steps back, and this isn't just a crap on DeMar in a lot of different areas. And so, I mean, I'm sure it's frustrating for DeMar too because he's not coming up with the big moments like he's used to doing. And so we'll see how that is. Now, outside of Alex Caruso, who else stood out the most for you on the bench tonight?
In the first half, I thought Kobe White was great. In the second half, he was terrible. Oh, off of the bench?
The problem with Kobe White is that he had great stats in the first half, but those stats stay the same basically.
The same in the second half. You know what I mean? Like Kobe White's first half, you just look at that half, he is elite. I thought Jevon Carter was nice defensively. Okay. I didn't think that he had a great offensive game in the slightest. The bench as a whole didn't really give you a ton offensively outside of AC. Patrick Williams' game was interesting because Patrick Williams actually did some good things defensively, switching wise and stuff like that, making shots tougher. Mm-hmm. But I mean, outside of that, like, let's be real, most of the bench got the benefit of AC having such an elite time. Yeah, I mean, with what he was doing defensively, because that's who was on the toughest guys down the stretch. You saw AC on KD. You saw AC on Bradley Beal. I'll give Kobe credit a little bit second half credit. Second half defense was nice. I give him that.
Kobe White is an interesting defender, right? Because you see him way more active. I looked at it during my halftime show over on Chicago Bulls Central, is that he's like 8th in the league in drawing charges so far this year, which is crazy. So like he's getting active. It's just that sometimes that it's almost like, and it's the nature of playing, I think also with Zach and DeMar, like he just gets blown up defensively and it's just like, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know, dog. It's going to be a long season, bro. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. I mean, if we're being 100% honest with this team, the fact that you can sit there and we're talking about them losing this game. Like, I get it, right? Like, it's a hard-fought game down the stretch. You didn't come away with it. But it's like you said, every metric would make you think we won this game by 10. Mm-hmm. Like, Kevin Durant didn't score a field goal, I don't believe, from the third quarter on. I think everything he hit was free throws, and you found a way to lose that game. Yeah, Kevin Durant 0 for 2 in the fourth. In the third, he was 3 for 4. So, yeah, fourth quarter. And then in overtime, he was 0 for 3. All while AC was on him, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out. Him and Zach both going scoreless in fourth and quarter in OT. Shout out to them.
It's crazy.
I mean, at least Zach is in elite company. I mean, just
hey, if you're gonna tie, make sure you tie with the best. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like
if you're gonna be trash, be the best of trash.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
God. Let me do this ad read.
You sound so bad. Pat is hurting tonight, y'all. Pat is hurting, bro.
I'm sick off of this game, bro. I really am, bro. I'm really sick. That's the tough part. Like, I actually like when the Locked On podcasts aren't fans in some aspects of it, because they can come on there and just be like, and here we go, and now we're doing it, and this is what happened, and boom. For me, I'm like, hey, bro, I'm really sick right now. Like, I'm finna get off of here and like go crack a beer because I need to. Like, not because I want to, because I need to.
Have fun with that.
Oh, God. Hey, here's the interesting thing. Let's keep this thing moving along before we get into the final conversation about, I mean, listen, Zach LaVine. We got some questions, brother. But we do have to tell you guys about Jase Medical. I think the interesting thing is that me and Haize, listen, we spent a lot of time together, you and I. We get fired up on the wins and losses, who starts, who sits, and I'm thankful for the connection that we have. And today, I want our chat to be a little bit more personal. I want to look you in the eyes. I have to tell you this. I just learned that you can get a 1-year supply on ED medication. Did you notice, though?
No, because I'm good. I'm good over here, my guy.
I mean, listen, you never know. You never know. You realize what that means, right? Bring on extended travel. Bring on the next natural disaster or supply chain issue, and you're covered, my friend, because when issues pop up, you don't want to have an issue popping up. That's not in the ring, but that's off the dome. That's amazing. You don't have to worry about whether or not you can refill your generics for Cialis, Viagra, or Revitro prescription. And this is possible because of our friends over at Jase Medical. Go online right now to jasemedical.com to receive your 12-month supply on your daily medication. That's right, daily medication. Shout out to you for being able to go daily. Remember to use the promo code LOCKEDON at checkout for a discount as well. A verified customer had this to say about Jase. I'm thankful for this service. Supply chains issues caused me to cut pills in half to have it. I ordered most of my daily meds with a year's supply. I also ordered antibiotic kits. I feel secure now. Prices are lower than pharmacies. I highly recommend this for everyone. If you or someone you love would love to get some peace of mind by having a year's supply of any daily med, go to Jase Medical to see if it's offered for you. Remember to use promo code Locked On for 20% off your purchase. That is promo code Locked On for 20% off your purchase. That's right, Haize. A year's supply, brother.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of? This has nothing to do with basketball at all. This is something ad that I saw. Have you saw the commercial for the Woody hoodie? Please tell me you've seen the commercial for the Woody hoodie.
Here's the thing. Here's the worst part about it. I haven't, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Comes with drawstrings and everything. Hey, bro.
Maybe we should pitch that for them to advertise on Locked On.
Hey, yo, that's what's it for? Like, just to keep it warm? Or is that all it's for? Like, that's the case. I'd like a bigger base. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, I don't know what y'all going through out here that you need a Woody hoodie, but nonetheless,
hey man, it's colder in some places than others, brother. Maybe you got to throw a hoodie on the. Yeah, I mean, like, It's not warm everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, man. You know something else that was cold today? Zach LaVine after the third quarter.
Upper body or lower body?
Amazing third quarter from him, in which him and Vooch were really the only two players scoring in the third quarter at one point. Zach LaVine's third quarter, I'm going to go over real quick. 5 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from three-point range, 15 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound in that, and then he never scored another basket after that.
I mean, it's the same conversation. It seems like I don't know. Like at one point they were running a box and 1, and the Bulls were just trying to drive straight into it. Yep. I was just sitting there like, what are y'all doing? Like, why don't you move the ball around? Like, it just feels like, and Zach LaVine was the main culprit of it. It just feels like that's crazy, Black Prophet. It just feels like the Chicago Bulls. You know why I'm done? It feels like they're done. Like when they play, it just feels like, yep, I'm gonna go out here. I'm just gonna go out here and play. I'm going because there's no logic to what I'm seeing on the court. When I look at the scheme, it's like, okay, this is how I want it, that you want to see the scheme ran, because I see the bench being able to run it to a certain extent, right? So why can't they run it? Why aren't they able to attack? Okay, dog, what's going on in the corner?
Keep doing the episode, bro. Don't worry about
what's
that.
What's happening here, dog?
Pay no attention to the man in the corner.
Hey, yo. 2023, don't you gender identify though? But no, I just like, if we're being 100% honest, it feels like they're done, because when I saw Zach LaVine in the fourth and overtime, it was just like, it's what he said at the end of what was that, 2 games ago or 3 games ago, where he drove in, didn't get the call, and just lost the ball, and he said, I put it in the ref's hands, which is crazy. Unless it was 98. Shout out to 98. But I put it in the ref's hands. Why are you putting the game in the ref's hands? Why are you putting your team's success in the ref's hands? Why don't you have the skill to try and get to the bucket and be able to finish through the contact? Or your main focus is, I'm going to finish this no matter what. And then
get fouls. Naturally,
you get fouled.
Free throw. Yeah.
Like that's my issue with Zach LaVine, right? His mindset, this team's mindset. I'm not just putting it on Zach. Zach is just the culprit in this game.
Yeah. It's somebody.
That's really all it comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, Zach registered not a single point in the fourth quarter or overtime, but guess what he did have? He had a total of 3 turnovers and 3 personal fouls.
And the turnovers are coming off of driving to the lane. He's got the ball tucked like this. Then he tries to do that. Like I've seen like he's trying to do like the Derrick Rose, like football running back, bring it up and then lay. And then instantly he loses the ball on, like, I don't know, his Woody hoodie on the way up. Like, I have no idea what he's losing the ball on the way up here. And I don't know, dog. I don't know. I honestly don't know with Zach. Like, I see the talent that he can be. I see the talent that he does have. But this year, it just feels like the Bulls got gut punched to start the season, and they're done with themselves.
Yep.
I don't know. Man.
That's it. I mean, listen, there's nothing left to be said, man. Let's hope. When do we play again? We play again Sunday? Or we got a game between?
We got a Sunday, Monday. We got a Sunday, Monday. Yeah, we got.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think we got
Detroit and Milwaukee.
Detroit. Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of glad that we get 3 days off from having to talk about Bulls basketball. Well, actually watching the Bulls play basketball. We got to talk about Bulls basketball every day.
What are you glad about? We got to watch the Bears tomorrow.
I mean, at this point, bro, I've removed all emotions from the Chicago Bears. This just is what it is, bro. Like I'm just here so I won't get fired when it comes to the Bears, bro.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Hey, do those Woody hoodies come in team colors? Because I feel like they've been never mind. Don't worry about it. Hey, follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Can I get a logo across that? Like in the C-Red?
You can follow me at CEO Haize and CEO Haize. Want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Locked On Bulls. For Pat the Designer, I'm Haize. This has been Locked On Bulls, man. We out of here. Peace, y'all.
See red on a Woody hoodie would be insane.
That's crazy.
Hashtag.
Feel red.
Oh.